Hi guys, welcome to a new episode of your IGCSE Tutors. Today, I will be discussing this Cambridge IGCSE Economics Paper 2 Section A. Here are the questions. Question 1A. Calculate the price elasticity of demand for coffee. So first, you need to use the PED formula, which is showed here. Okay. PED equals to percentage change in quantity demanded divided by percentage change in price. So in the question from here, we can know that there's 10% change in the price of coffee and 3% change in the quantity of coffee demanded. So you just plug in the values in there and then you can find the answer, which is 0.3. Question 1B. Identify two rewards to factors of production in Nicaragua. So remember, what is factor of production? Which is capital, enterprise, labor, and land. And then we need to identify from the text. Let's see. So first one, we can see from the second paragraph, there's profits and also there's wages. Okay, so wages and profits are the reward. So this one is for information. The reward for labor is wages and reward for enterprise is profits. And the other one is the reward for capital is interest. And reward for land is rent. Okay, let's move on. C. Explain one way in which unemployment is measured. There are two ways you can measure it. So I give the two answers for you, but you can just write one answer. First one is claimant count. This measures the number of people who are actively seeking job but do not have one by the claiming of unemployment benefits. So here's the key point, claiming of unemployment benefits. Second is labor force survey. This is done by asking people's employment status through a survey. So this survey can be done by phone calling or asked face-to-face. Employment status is just asking if they are currently, do they have work and are they finding a job? Okay. Question D. Explain two functions of money in Nicaragua. So here again, need to identify from the text. In the text, it states medium of exchange and money can be stored. So you just write this. Firstly, money acts as a medium of exchange. It allows us to trade. Trade just means buying and selling things, which is a widely accepted means for payment for goods and services. Secondly, money can be stored and used at some time in the future. So here are the two of the functions. The other two functions are standard of deferred payment and measure of value. So for this store of value, another word that you can say is unit of account. This is another term for store of value. Okay. Question E. Analyze the relationship between the percentage of the labor force employed in agriculture and GDP per head. Okay, so for this kind of questions, there are 3 steps you need to know. First one, you need to state the relationship, whether it is direct or negative. Step 2, you need to, from the data, you will describe the overall trend and changes, and you list out the most or the least figure or data, and also identify the exception. So basically about 2 to 3 data would be fine. And step 3 is analyze. So you just give a reason for the trend. Okay, and if there's an exception, you can also give a reason why there is an exception. Okay, this is a full answer, but considering here is only 4 marks, then you may not write as much, but I would recommend you to write as much as possible, okay? So first one is percentage of labor force employed in agriculture and GDP per head have a negative relationship. Okay, this is the key point, okay? One factor increase, another decreases. Okay, this is step 2. Generally, the 4 countries with the lower percentage of the labor force in agriculture have the higher GDP per head. So this is 1 mark. Bahamas has the lowest percentage of labor force in agriculture and has the highest GDP per head. 2 marks. Okay, and then we go into the exception. However, although Dominica has the highest percentage of labor in agriculture, its GDP per head is second lowest, which is the exception from this trend. Okay, so you need to explicitly state out that this is the exception, okay, and then give a reason. This could be because Dominica's agricultural products are in high demand, allowing the country to export at higher prices, which increases GDP per head despite a large agricultural workforce. So for this reason, you can state your own reason, where you just kind of guess what's the reason. If you can't think of one, it's okay not to write. Okay, but the last paragraph is important. The reason for this trend is because generally the primary sector gives lower wages than secondary and tertiary sectors. So GDP is lower when a higher proportion of the population is working in this primary sector. So reason for this trend refers to the overall trend stated in the first paragraph, okay? So that's all for this question. Question F. Analyze using a demand and supply diagram how a drought could affect the market for coffee. So a drought, we know that there will be a reduce in supply, right? Okay. So first you need to draw out your demand and supply diagram. Remember the units are important. X-axis is the quantity, Y-axis is the price. And then you draw a demand curve and supply curve. So you draw a supply curve shift inwards. Remember to label the price and quantity. Okay, and label as S1, S2. So here, if you draw this diagram, it will give you 4 marks. To earn the last mark, you need to give an analysis, which is a reason to this curve. So you can say that a drought will increase the cost of production as farmers need to spend more on irrigation to sustain coffee tree growth. This higher cost may discourage farmers from producing coffee beans, leading to a reduction in supply, as shown by a leftward shift of the supply curve in the diagram. So basically this one you just explain why there's a reduction in supply. Question G. Discuss whether or not small firms benefit Nicaraguan consumers. Okay, so for this kind of questions, basically you need to write 3 points. Write 3 points and elaborate. So here I give you 4 points, so you can choose to write either two yes, 1 no, or 1 yes, 2 no. Okay, so first one, it is beneficial. First point is it provides personalized products. Small firms can benefit Nicaraguan consumers by providing personalized products that cater to individual preferences, which helps build strong customer relationship. This can enhance customer loyalty, making consumers more likely to return even in a competitive market. Okay, so first you talk about the personalized products. This is your point. And cater to individual preferences, helps build strong customer relationships. And here are your elaboration. Okay, so this can enhance customer loyalty. So consumer, they will return to the firm and buy their things because they have good relationship. So you need to explain in a complete way. Second point, satisfy niche market demand. Niche market just means demand a smaller market. Okay, a bigger market with a higher demand we call mass market. Niche market is a smaller market with lower demand. So small firms are often able to satisfy demand in niche markets by producing customized, high-quality products that may not be available from larger firms. For example, a small business crafting handmade sofas can cater to consumers seeking unique and high-quality products, which can improve consumers' standard of living. So when you after stating a point, it's also recommended to give an example if you can think of one to further elaborate your point. Okay, to make your point more convincing and solid. Second, not beneficial. So due to lower economies of scale. Okay, due to limited economies of scale, small firms tend to face higher production costs, which may result in higher prices for consumers. This could place an additional financial burden on consumers, especially in Nicaraguan markets that have a decreasing purchasing power. So for this decreasing purchasing power, this is a good demonstration of using the data. So if you apply the data, the information from data, this will make your answer more convincing. Okay. Point 2, limited consumer choice. Small firms generally offer a limited range of products which can restrict consumer choice. As a result, consumers may be forced to purchase goods that do not fully meet their needs, leaving their demand partially unsatisfied. Okay, so you can also explain what is the consequence of your point. Yeah, there are several ways that you can elaborate, but you need to structure your answer based on your point. Okay, question H. Discuss whether or not Nicaragua should devote more of its resources to coffee production. Okay, for yes, first, expand coffee production to increase GDP. With global coffee demand rising, increasing production would allow Nicaragua to meet demand and boost revenue. Since coffee is price inelastic, higher prices would have little impact on demand, leading to higher export revenue. So for this, with global coffee demand rising again, we are using the information given in the data. Okay. And then just explain. This one you can say coffee is price inelastic. So remember, when a product is price inelastic, it's better to increase the price so you can earn a higher revenue. Because when you increase the price, there is a little impact on the demand. This means that the demand would not decrease significantly. So why not just increase the price so you can earn a higher revenue? Right, this is the reasoning behind. So point 2, increase job opportunities and allocate resources elsewhere. First, expanding production would create more jobs opportunities, reducing unemployment and poverty. With fewer people claiming unemployment benefits, the government could use the money initially allocated to this benefits. They could invest in other industry and improve public services. For example, you can invest in public transport, healthcare. And for the against part, the first point you can say is reliance on coffee production. Over-reliance on coffee may result in loss in export revenue if global demand for coffee drops, causing current account deficits and structural unemployment. So current account deficits just mean that your export revenue is lower than your import expenditure. Basically just means that you earn less than you spend. Structural unemployment is the loss of job due to a decrease in demand for a particular industry. So instead, Nicaragua should diversify into other industries such as manufacturing and tourism to reduce reliance on coffee. Second point, highly dependent on weather and land. Coffee production is vulnerable to weather changes and natural disasters, which can reduce output. Overproduction may also exhaust land, causing lower yields in the future. Okay. So the last part is just saying that because this question is asking that whether you should allocate more resources to this coffee production. But we'll saying that the second point is saying that it is too risky because there's a lot of unpredictable factors such as weather condition, natural disaster, and also land depletion. Here are the all factors that may limit us from not further investing to this coffee production. Yeah, because it's too risky. So here's the end of our video. Hope you find this video helpful. Do comment below if you have any questions. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you in the next video.